All right. So, I've been really working on my handwork.
We're focused.
So this week...
It's a bright light. Is it too bright?
No, I don't
Okay.
think so.
All right.
Do you think it...
I'm done.
Do you think it might be too bright?
Are you trying to do sign language? Is everything?
No, I'm just I'm emoting with my
All right.
hands.
I'm done. I'm focused. Here we go.
All right, so this week we are back in action, talking about Deadpool, the first one,
Deadpool.
with Ryan Reynolds and co. This is a comic book antihero movie? Hero movie?
Yeah. We can unpack that later.
We're gonna, right now it's still in luggage, and it's on the conveyor belt. But we'll unpack it.
We're on the way to baggage
Once
claim.
once we get to the Marriott, where we are. Do you like Marriott? Not a sponsor.
I stay at more Marriotts than I do Hiltons.
Okay.
And Marriott can kind of run the gamut. Is it Gambit?
Mm-hmm.
It is Gambit. Right?
Ooh, I'm gonna make a name of myself. That's next episode. Because that's Gambit.
Yeah. Yes. That was on purpose. Marriott can kind of run the gamut where it's like either like, yeah, it's fine, or it's like, hey, this is pretty nice. I will say Hiltons are usually consistently nicer.
Okay.
But I imagine there are some very nice Marriotts.
We're still in the intro.
Yes, we are.
This is a funny film with lots of jokes. And I think this was the first Marvel film that went heavy on the gore.
Mm-hmm.
We can unpack that as well.
It went heavy on a lot of things. Now this is Deadpool 1, so it is a quote-unquote Marvel film. Association with Marvel film.
And I'm excited to talk about it with you.
So am I. We have a lot of things to discuss. We'll touch on Deadpool 2 a bit.
Which Hunter has not seen.
I've not seen it in its entirety. But none of that matters. The only thing that matters is one question to ask you.
Oh, what is that?
And that question is, but is Deadpool good?
Well, we're going to have a discussion. We're going to get our luggage, check in at the Marriott, not a sponsor, unpack some things, and then we'll answer that question. And then we'll pack up, get back on our flight to...
Where are we going?
I'd really want to visit Salt Lake City.
Salt Lake City, Utah, home of the 2028 Olympics.
That's right.
2026 Winter Olympics.
Wait, so
sorry, 2032?
Okay, I was about to say, there's no way we get the winter and then we get the summer in LA.
No, it's not. It's not the next one. It's soon, though, because 2028 is Los Angeles. Anyway.
And this is an intro. This is longer than a minute, so Instagram, we're sorry.
Instagram can do more than a minute now.
Oh, they can?
I just haven't posted in like 4 months. All right, let's do it.
But Is It Good podcast. Yeah.
What's up? Welcome. We have to put a disclaimer for those of you who are watching this on the internet, who are watching it. By the time this is posted, it'll have been like a year ago, but the Braves game's on, and we apologize for being distracted.
One of us is distracted, and the other one is a professional who has been working on his hand motions to be a professional podcaster.
Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to But Is It Good? I am your host, Hunter Callahan.
And I am your host, Zach Olson. And this week we're discussing Deadpool.
So I was going to, usually this would be like in preparation for an upcoming film. We would do, like when No Time to Die came out, we did Casino Royale and stuff.
Yes.
But Deadpool and Wolverine has been out for like a month. We're just behind. We're just, we're doing our own thing. We don't have to see it the week it comes out. Sometimes we can't. And so we thought, let's just do this. We did Twister, and Twisters were doing Deadpool and Wolverine. So first up is Deadpool, the first one, the comic movie that changed everything.
Actually, that was probably like
The Dark Knight, in my opinion. Actually, no, I think it was probably Batman '89.
Really? I think everything's changed
No,
multiple
That
times.
changed Batman forever.
I think everything's changed multiple times.
What do you think was the comic movie that like changed everything?
Well,
I actually have a serious answer.
I mean, in recent memory, it would have to be like Iron Man, because that started the MCU.
No, I don't think that. I think the MCU film that changed everything was the Avengers.
Okay.
Because it showed that the crossover could work.
Okay.
In my opinion, I think. Can I give my opinion? Do you care, or are you over this?
The next one that changed everything, because there was a drastic shift in the tone of all future movies, was Thor Ragnarok. Because after that, they became comedy films.
Yes, that is true.
That changed everything.
That is true. That changed everything for the worse. I think the comic book movie that the original one that showed that it could be done was Superman, the movie, in the 70s. I think Batman 89 changed Batman, the character, forever. Like, even the comic books, he took a darker shift.
Okay.
But I think the comic book movie that showed that comic book movies could be taken seriously and could be quality films, the shift from the campiness of the aughts, like I'm thinking Spider-Man, which is good, like Sam Raimi Spider-Man. It's more camp. It's a good movie, though.
The Hulk.
The Hulk. I'm trying to think what else there was that was around those days. But Batman Begins, that series changed.
Batman Begin.
Batman Begin. That series changed the approach to comic book movies in a more serious manner. And then, yes, Ragnarok happened, and they're like, everything's funny.
Yep.
Anyway, this movie, I think,
Is funny.
Is actually a, like, was kind of the first of its kind, though.
You mean like the first Deadpool film?
Yeah, like it was. First off, should we save this for later, or does it matter?
I don't know what you're gonna say.
We can just jump right in. This is non-spoiler. There was a interesting history of the Deadpool character. He made his appearance in Wolverine Origins, or whatever it's called, X-Men Origins. And
I didn't know that. I haven't seen that.
You haven't seen the one where he's like bald and like has his mouth is like sewn shut? Deadpool shoots him. Deadpool goes back in time and shoots him.
Shoots who?
The other Deadpool. It's at the end of Deadpool 2, I thought.
Maybe I didn't watch the end credit scenes.
Okay, in the end, this is not, I guess it's a spoiler, but in the end of Deadpool 2, I thought it was Deadpool 2, I think he uses Cable's time machine to like go back in time in Universe Hop, and he goes and he kills X-Men Origins Deadpool. Because it was, so Ryan Reynolds played him.
In X-Men Origins?
Yeah, he played Wade Wilson like as a soldier. And before he became Deadpool, he was like spot on, smart aleck, quick wit. And then he became the Deadpool, and they had like, he was bald, shirtless, and had like lines on him. And they had sewn his eyes open, sewn his mouth shut, and they had like Baraka blades in his arms. And the reception to that version of the character was so bad, rightfully so, that even Ryan Reynolds was like, it was not really Deadpool, that they made a joke of it. And in the post-credit scenes for Deadpool 2, Deadpool goes back in time and shoots that other Deadpool in the head. And he's like, sorry, guys.
Wouldn't he just regenerate?
Well, that one is killed somehow. Like, that one does get killed. And then he goes and he shoots, Deadpool shoots Ryan Reynolds in the head for reading the Green Lantern script. So it's kind of funny.
Okay.
But this, there hadn't really been a comic book movie like this that was so raunchy, R-rated, and a self-aware fourth wall breaking.
I'm pretty sure this is the first Disney Plus film that you can watch on Disney Plus that has a pegging scene. So yeah.
Yeah. I think Poor Things is on Disney Plus now, though.
Okay.
But I think that's because of their thing with Hulu.
Does Poor Things have a pegging scene?
No, but it's pretty. Did you hear that? Oh, that's from my shindig. I'll save it later. Anyway, all right, let's actually do this for real. So, please like and subscribe.
Please. Thank you.
First reactions. You watched it again today. I watched it last week, but first reactions. Is this my episode? It's yours.
It's my episode.
You know what? I'm gonna take a back seat.
Sit back. That's right. Yeah, get comfy.
All right, ninth inning. I'm sorry if I get anxious.
I'm trying to. I watched all 3 films today, y'all.
Wait, so you went and
all
saw
3 of them.
the other one? I think it's out of IMAX now, right? Is it in standard?
It was
theater?
not an IMAX.
Okay.
It was standard.
Anyway,
I don't know what was in the IMAX theater.
I think
Anyways,
it's Aliens. Alien Romulus. Continue. First reaction.
I'm trying to separate because I watched all 3 of them today. The first one is fun. It's fun. It's got funny humor. I think it's nicely self-contained and doesn't go outside of its own scope. Yeah. I liked it. I think Ryan Reynolds is great in this role. I think everyone did well. So, sorry. Like, I feel like even in that, I was already saying things about the other films.
No, that's fine. I mean, at this point, this film's like 7 or 8 years old.
True.
So, yeah, when I rewatched, so my timeline was I actually saw Deadpool Wolverine, and then the next day I watched Deadpool.
Okay.
Hadn't seen it in a while.
Haven't seen Deadpool 2 all the way through.
I haven't seen Deadpool 2. I've seen, I would say probably 90% of Deadpool 2. The problem with my experience with Deadpool 2 is I've never seen them in order, like seen the parts in order, just like bits. But Deadpool 1, when I first saw it, I thought it was great. I cracked up. I really enjoy meta humor for some reason. I like how self-aware Deadpool is. Ryan Reynolds, I like him fine. I think this is the role he was born to play because in every other movie he's in, he's kind of a version of Wade Wilson. You know what I mean? Like his humor lends itself.
I thought you said virgin at first.
Maybe. I think it's really good. I think it's really funny. I will say watching it back, there were some jokes, not that didn't land, but felt a little forced. Some jokes were a little like try hard. You know what I mean?
Okay. I'm going to ask you for examples, but we'll do that in the spoiler section.
Well, just like stuff that felt trailer bait, sort of, you know?
Okay.
But overall, I think it's really good. I think, to your point, this one is very self-contained and is all the better for it. And even when they bring in other characters, they can kind of crack a joke about those characters being there.
Right.
You know? There's a joke about the X-Men that I'll say later that I thought was really funny.
Yeah.
But I also, appreciate just the simple narrative of it too. It's not some like crazy, which we can get to that in the next episode, but I like it a lot. I will say that watching it back, I think I liked it a little bit less than I thought.
Okay.
But it's still really enjoy it.
Yeah.
So
I'll say that I watched it for the first time and really I remember really enjoying it. And then I hadn't seen it again until we were preparing to record.
Okay, yeah.
So, and it's been what, like 8 years?
So you really enjoyed it, but never were like, I'm going to go watch Deadpool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I didn't see Deadpool 2 until we went. Yeah.
Struck out the side. Go Braves. For those of you who don't know, if you're not a Braves fan, he's doing the Iglesias point. Won the series. Good for them. Braves Minute coming up later.
That's right.
You know what's next, though?
Spoilers.
Spoilers
Are
you
ahead.
making fun of my stutter?
No, I couldn't. I was about to say movie in a
You're
minute.
making fun of my stutter. Unbelievable.
This is going to be a long night. It's going to be a long night.
Should we tell them what we're doing? Or is that like movie magic?
We're doing a marathon. We're recording 8 episodes tonight.
No, we're not recording.
We've got wardrobe changes.
We are recording 2 back-to-back tonight, and it is already 9:30 p.m.
Which I'm usually in bed playing Wordle right now.
I'm usually reading a book in bed.
I do Wordle, and then I get my Kindle and I read a little something.
I can't do a Kindle.
Why not?
Because I like old-fashioned things. I like a book. I like a book in my hands. I like a record on a turntable.
Did you know? So there's people that are like, Kindle, you're not killing trees, but then they're like, but the process to manufacture that Kindle uses so much gas, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
So someone did the math for like the amount of power it takes to manufacture it, and like how many books you would need to read, in order to like be green positive, like a net gain.
Yeah.
I hit it last year.
Oh, good for you. At least
Yeah.
you're doing something for the world. I heard a thing that was like, they say that this is random. Please forgive us. This is the kind of night it's gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, electric cars offset so much,
Shit.
whatever pollution. But
Emissions.
But there's the word I was looking for. But if you look at the process to make like a
battery,
lithium battery, it's like green negative, like per car. Like the process to make one battery is like worse than what like driving an electric car was like doing for the atmosphere. Apparently,
but eventually it would even out, right? Or are you saying like across the lifespan of that lithium battery because you have to replace it?
Where it was like actually, if you in reality, like they're trying to find an alternative battery source because lithium batteries are so bad for the environment. Anyway, it's time for movie in a minute.
Yep.
I need to. Do you want me to time you?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's time me.
I have a timer.
And
I'm ready to press start whenever you are. This is Zach doing Deadpool movie in a minute.
Whenever you can count it down.
Oh,
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, go.
All right, so you got Wade Wilson, right? Wade Wilson is a bad guy who either takes out or like spooks other bad guys. He was in the special forces, but he was dishonorably discharged. He falls in love with a stripper dancer, and then gets stage 4 cancer, and it's like everywhere. And his only hope is to go with Agent Smith, and they're gonna fix him and turn him into a superhero. But then it's like, no, my name's Francis, and actually you're gonna be a slave. And then he's like, no. So then he burns the whole place down, kills the one buddy that he met there, and then he becomes Deadpool. And we get this scene where it's all like slow motion, and he's like pulling underwear and stuff, and they're slashing. Then Francis steals his girl. Okay, then they go to the boat, and boom, bang, bing. That's the end of the movie.
Amazing. That was perfect.
That's a movie.
That's pretty
Tell
much
me
it.
I'm wrong.
Yeah. I didn't say you were wrong. I can't tell you wrong because you're not.
That's right.
Okay, spoilers from here on out, obviously. I'm not sure how many spoilers you actually gave in that description. Bing Bang Boom is a pretty big spoiler, though.
Well, the dude's name, Ajax's real name, that's a spoiler.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Because no one knew that.
I feel like I need to turn this TV off. Okay, so where do you want to begin? The beginning?
Yeah. So I'll say overall I really enjoyed this film. I'm going to start off by shitting on it because
that's fine. We can shit on good movies. That's fine.
We can shit on good movies.
No movie's perfect except for The Dark Knight.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Although, as we've discussed, I do think that Batman Begins has a better plot line and story arc, but Heath Ledger's performance as the Joker elevates it to where it's like it somehow gets extra credit and overcomes those deficiencies to become the perfect movie.
Yeah, the perfect movie.
Yeah.
Batman Begins would have been the perfect movie if Alfred had said
Batman Begin.
Anyway.
Batman Begin.
Batman Begin. Anyway, here we go. You were saying let's shit on this. Let's shit on Deadpool.
Oh, so it starts off and it's like nothing's moving, but the camera's moving around. You know, like time is stopped, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
You know, and he's like giving someone a wedgie, and someone's got like a lighter, like one of those little lighter things in the car that's like burned their forehead. And I was watching it, and I was like, I bet this was really funny in 2016. You know what I mean?
So that's the thing. I had some of those reactions.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, okay.
This was really funny
Like,
8 years ago.
Okay. Ha, ha, ha. Yeah, I don't know.
That
like-
was the biggest one for me.
Well, like that. I'm thinking of when he was like, he does the shot. And he's like, he smells the gun, and he's like, I'm touching myself tonight, and like jumps off screen. I was just like, okay.
Yep.
Like those kind of jokes were like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, yeah,
So you don't want him to touch himself.
Well, by all means, I just think like the way that felt like they were like,
Say it. Yeah.
you know what I mean? And like, I
Yeah.
don't, that humor to me usually doesn't land,
Mhm.
but these movies are so good to me because of the like quick-witted, like the quick-wittedness.
Mhm.
Um,
I can't remember. I know I'm gonna quote like the second movie because it's just
That's
gonna
fine.
be
I
impossible
don't
for me
care.
to. But at some point in one of the movies, he's like, "Quit the hate, stop with the hate, Fox and Friends," or something like that, and like little quips like that. I think are just really funny.
I think that actually, I think that is in Deadpool 2, because I know in Deadpool 2, he's fighting Cable, and he's like, "You're so dark. You're not from the DC universe,"
Yeah.
which I thought was really funny.
Yeah.
Um,
I think it's also the second one. Sorry,
no, it's fine.
I have to. He's like late for their anniversary, and he's like, "Sorry, I'm late. I was fighting this caped guy, and it turns out his mom's named Martha too."
Is it really?
Yeah.
That's a great line.
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
it
That's
was-
so funny.
it was really funny.
Oh man, I love that. That's hilarious. No, I think those are the best parts of these movies for me.
Those little
is-
quips, those
is
little
like
jokes.
the super self-aware, like
Yeah.
like this is ridiculous. We all know this is ridiculous. Which I'm excited to talk about that more in Deadpool and Wolverine in the next episode because it's really self-aware.
Mhm.
But there is the I appreciated the intro credits where it's like instead of the names it says like God's perfect idiot.
Yep.
And it says like a gratuitous cameo, which is
The comic
which is-
relief.
which is probably like what's his name? Colossus, I think is his name. My favorite part was not favorite part, but I loved because this was Fox. This was a Fox movie.
Yep.
And I really liked when he goes to the what's it called? It's just called a manor. But like it's a call. And no,
X house.
it's a school.
It's the X house.
The X house, sure.
X house.
Where he goes in there and he's like, this place is pretty empty. It's almost like the studio couldn't afford more X-Men or whatever.
Mhm.
Because it's always just the two of them,
Yeah.
Like,
I think this is also in the second one. Sorry
no,
again.
it's fine. It's fine. This is
But-
gonna be a lot of quoting lines because this movie's really.
But he's talking about that in the second one, and he's like, "Where are they? Why couldn't we get them?" And there's a shot, and it's like a side shot of him, and it's all the X-Men,
I've seen that, and they like close
like
the door.
James McAvoy, and they like close the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that stuff. I don't know, like those kinds of things. I thought were really clever and really like when he's like, "Don't make my super suit green or animated," like the
Mhm.
Green Lantern stuff. But like I still enjoy the story of Wade. I think I can't reach my computer. Can you look up I know her. I know her from a lot of stuff. What's the girl who plays Vanessa's name? It starts with an M, I think.
Morena Baccarin.
Yes, I think her and Ryan Reynolds have really they are really well together. She's great. I do care about their relationship. Like I
Mhm.
care about. I think when he's diagnosed with cancer and like it's moving, doesn't feel just like the plot's moving forward. It feels emotional. So I think it still works as a film. But for me, for some reason, these movies, maybe just it's geared towards my humor, but it's almost like they get a lot of get out of jail free cards.
Okay.
Because of how self-aware they are.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is actually really hard to talk about this stuff without talking about the new one because I want to give examples. But
Mhm.
I think that there's so many films in this genre, I think, that can come across cheesy or lame or whatever because they take themselves too seriously. Maybe not cheesy, but just don't work. like, I mean, goodness gracious, like the Martha scene in a movie that I've defended before. I quite like the fleshed out version of BVS, but I can still say that scene.
They're killing Martha.
That scene.
What did you say?
That scene doesn't work like they thought it did. It was taken so seriously that it's like, hold on a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And so for a film to like make fun of itself, I think to me gives me a lot of grace for it. Does that make sense?
Sure.
You know what I mean? I'm hurting my back.
You're hurting your back?
Like trying to look at you the whole time.
Well, don't look at me.
Can I tell a quick
Yeah.
Is it anecdote? Is that what that is? When you have a little quick story?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So I texted you about how I hurt my back. So maybe I should say it for the next episode because I saw Wolverine. I saw Deadpool Wolverine.
Were you like first row?
No. First off, shout out to NCG. We shit on NCG all the time, but our local theater has renovated some.
Okay. Yeah.
And here and there, little things, and have a new IMAX theater, and it's very nice.
But it fucked up your back.
I don't think it did. I think it was from the weights. But
okay.
I went to see Deadpool Wolverine.
You texted me and said the new IMAX theater fucked up my back.
Well, yeah, I was being funny because I'm a funny person.
See, sometimes because I'm always satirical. Like, I'm always joking, but sometimes you're serious. So sometimes when you joke, I think you're being serious. Like today when you were like, we can't do 8:45, we have to do 8:47. I rolled my eyes and I was like, ugh, he's pushing back 2 minutes. I thought you were being serious.
Did you really?
Yeah.
No, I wasn't being serious. I thought it was funny. No, so I saw the movie, which is like 2.5 hours. It's pretty long.
Yeah.
And I was comfortable the entire movie. It's fine. Got up, left. And was like, my back kind of hurts. Went to Costco, which is a whole thing.
Did you get a hot dog?
I didn't get a hot dog.
Did you get a chicken bake?
No, I didn't. I don't get food.
Did you get a double chocolate cookie?
I don't go to the Costco cafeteria. We had to go for like one thing. But literally from the drive from the theater, which you know how far this is, it's not far at all. The drive from the theater to Costco, which is like 2 minutes. I got out of the car and I was like, my back really hurts. Then I had to go pee at Costco. So I had to go pee. Then I came back and I was like, Hannah, something's wrong with my back. So I get back and I'm like doing the heating pad and it's just getting worse and worse and worse. And then that night I get up to like go to the bathroom and I'm not wearing a shirt.
Nice.
And so never. And sorry, this screensaver bugs me. And I see myself in the mirror and I was like, holy shit. I was literally crooked and it freaked me out because like I literally like my spine was going like this. I couldn't stand up straight. And so I saw myself and I tried to straighten up and it was excruciating.
Was it lower back?
It was like right in the middle.
Okay.
And I was like it was like my left arm was being pulled this way and I couldn't undo it. And so I tried heating pad, all that kind of stuff. I got up at I couldn't sleep at like 4 o'clock. And the next day I literally I couldn't unflex my core. And when I talked, it was like I had just gotten the wind knocked out of me. All constantly. And so I scheduled a deep tissue massage. And it was awesome.
Was that your first massage?
My first one.
Where did you go?
I went to Plum Yummy.
Where's that at?
There's one over by Kobe.
Okay.
And there's one in Main Street, Sonoya. I went to that one.
You went all the way out to Sonoya?
Well, I went that one because I wanted to get a guy who was strong enough to do deep pressure on my back. And Hannah had gone and got a guy named Brandon, and so I booked with him, but he was in Sonoya that day. And so I went and I told him, I walked in and I was like, something's wrong with my back, and he was like, I can see that. And the prognosis was that I had a massive muscle in the middle of my back that went all the way down that would not release.
But he released it.
No, he couldn't. But he helped a lot. My back was much more mobile after that, but I was crooked for 2 more days, and then it was awful, dude. Awful. Awful. That was the worst back pain I've ever had. Anyway, Deadpool. Sorry, what was I gonna say? Did you enjoy the fight choreography?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, you felt like the action was good.
Yeah, I do. I do.
Yeah. I feel like this is gonna be a quick episode.
Why? Well, let's talk about that. Because as entertaining as this film is,
Does it lack substance a little bit?
no, I don't think it lacks substance, but it is a lot of.
Is it like a one-trick pony?
It's like when we used to play Mortal Kombat, and I would play a character that I wasn't that good with, you know.
And
so I would just so you'd be playing like Smoke or Reptile
or Scorpion.
or no, I played Scorpion.
No, I know that.
You played Sub-Zero,
but like I would play Scorpion whenever you wouldn't play him.
Okay, fine.
I would play a ninja.
A ninja. Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
And so I would just I didn't know the moveset, so I would just jump kick, and you'd be like, stop, fucking stop. This movie is kind of jump kick, jump kick, jump kick. In that it's like little quip, little quip, little quip, little quip, shoot somebody in the head, little quip.
Yeah.
Little quip.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Russian X-Man shows up.
Yeah, I think and I don't mean this in like a derogatory way, but it's like the strongest thing about this movie story-wise is that the story is emotional and it's good, but it's also very simple, so it can be talked about in 2 sentences.
Can I tell you
Please.
that, and maybe this relates to our discussion that we had about what was the newest oh my god, what was the movie with the alien that comes out and grabs the ball and then goes up in the ship, and then it's got the dear alien who art in heaven song?
Oh, wait. I can't think. Is it, you mean Asteroid City?
Asteroid City, yeah. You know how Asteroid City had almost no emotional impact on me because of the meta-ness of it, because it was like they were doing a play, and I was like, well, if they're doing a play, then they're not actually, these things aren't actually happening to them. The meta humor in all 3 of these movies made it so that it didn't have much of an emotional impact on me at any point across all 3 of them.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't sure, is it ever... I know that Deadpool in the comics breaks the 4th wall. In the comics, he speaks to the readers. Is it ever explained why that is, or is it just a thing that he does?
So I don't know a ton of Deadpool comic lore. I do know that in some versions of the comic books, he'll do that with other characters with him.
Mm-hmm. And they're like, what the hell are you doing?
And it's like insanity.
Okay.
They're like, he's crazy. But for him, that's like one of his powers. Did you watch the She-Hulk series? I'm guessing no.
No, I did not.
I didn't either, but she can break the 4th wall.
Okay.
And apparently in the finale of She-Hulk, mind you, I haven't actually seen it. I've seen pictures and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
She goes to Marvel Studios. And Kevin is like a robot thing that controls it all. But that's one of her powers. So one of his powers is that he's aware enough to know what's happening. They're in a cinematic universe. It's interesting.
Her power is...
No, I mean, she's She-Hulk.
Thought she had the power of attorney.
Incredible. That was good.
Because she's
an attorney.
She's an attorney. Yeah.
Sorry,
I'll never speak again.
So I don't know. I'm trying to think of a joke or something that he says in this one.
That's funny.
But no, that implies. So when Colossus kidnaps him, I guess essentially, and he breaks his arms and legs, trying to fight him or whatever. And which I thought that's a hilarious sequence.
Mm-hmm.
And he's handcuffed and he's dragging him away. And Colossus says something like, Charles will want to talk to you, whatever. And he's like, McAvoy or Stewart. These timelines are so confusing.
Yep.
So that's a joke and it's funny for the audience, but if you take it in the context of the film, he's aware that he's in a movie that has conflicting, like the X-Men timelines
Right.
don't make any sense, you know?
Right.
So, which that doesn't really, yeah, I feel like in Deadpool 1 and 2, that's just like kind of in on the joke, but in Deadpool 3, that comes into play as far as like a sort of a plot point,
True.
which we can discuss next time, but so in this one, it is more of just like, oh, it's meta-ness and it's funny. But in the comic books, I believe like some parts, some versions of it, it's just written off as insanity, like he's insane.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, he's aware that they're like in comic books or whatever. It's interesting.
It's interesting.
But back to what we were saying earlier, because we don't have to go very long on this one. I get what you're saying, where it's like, this is a little, yeah, it's like. Joke, a little bit of plot, joke, you know?
Yeah.
Because we actually sort of see that freeway scene more than once, too.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's an interesting thing. Like, when I stop and think about it, it's the beginning and middle.
Mm-hmm. And they do that again in the second film, where it starts at a certain point.
Kind of in the third one, too, actually.
Kind of in the third one,
That's
too.
kind of a thing that they do. It's not quite as much in the third one, but to a degree.
Mm-hmm.
But in this one, it's like we actually don't catch up with the beginning until like an hour and a half in. Like I remember seeing.
I don't know about an hour and a half in, but
what?
It's
maybe like an hour.
an hour.
I remember seeing that. Like I checked the timestamp when he burnt down the plant and became like Deadpool.
Yeah.
And it was like an hour.
Yeah.
So we still hadn't caught up just yet. So I don't know. Like I think it actually plays itself pretty safe as a plot and as a film.
Mm-hmm.
I think the riskiest things it does is pushing the rating, because there's nudity and a lot of profanity and a lot of blood,
gore too. Like
Yeah.
at the beginning,
when that dude hits the sign.
yeah, and he
gross.
just like
It's like
liquefies.
paste. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is funny because when he falls down later, he's like a person again.
Well, so I think when he hits the sign, I think all his bones are just, so he squishes. But then when
Okay.
he falls, he goes back to like human shape.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I remember saying that. I was like, good Lord.
Yeah. And he cuts that guy's head off. And
Yeah. Yeah. I really liked Dopinder.
yeah.
I liked him. He was funny.
Was he the comic relief or
I feel like I think so.
or was TJ Miller the comic relief? The bartender.
Yeah, he was funny. He was only funny to me like in the context of like banter with Ryan Reynolds. I did like his. You like an avocado had sex with a much older avocado.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I like the finale because I think in reality, let's actually break this down real quick and then we can start wrapping up.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? We have the freeway scene, which that actually is a bulk of the movie. We have him before
Like falling in love,
mm-hmm. and then getting treatment / turning into Deadpool.
Yep.
And then we get a quick montage of his early days as Deadpool.
Yep.
And then we have the freeway scene, which he fails at, cuts his hand off, goes back to Blind Al.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think like from there, he goes to find Vanessa, and then she's taken, and then they go straight to the finale, right? Isn't that kind of how it goes?
Pretty much, more or less.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can tell you paid attention to a movie in a minute. Because that's what I said happened.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't
I
being...
thought to say, are you being sarcastic?
No.
Well, you said that everything you say is satirical, so.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, was that a helicarrier from like Winter Soldier or something?
Looked like it, yeah.
Even though this was the Fox universe?
Yep.
Wild, man.
Yep.
Crazy. The dogs are sleeping.
I hear little snores.
She's dreaming.
She dreaming.
Should I pet her?
Don't wake her up.
Calm her down. Is she
Let
having
her
a nightmare?
sleep.
Is she having a nightmare, though?
Probably not. She probably chasing a rabbit.
Her eyes look weird.
Yeah, dogs do that
They're
sometimes.
like half open.
Dogs do that sometimes. She's fine. Athena does it all the time.
I know she's fine. There's dogs right here for anybody who can't. Anyway, do you have any final thoughts on Deadpool 1?
Let's talk about Deadpool 2 a little bit because I feel like we're going to have more to say about Deadpool 3, so I feel like this would be the time to talk about the second
movie. Which one and now since you've actually seen it all the way through, which one did you like better?
I think I like Deadpool 2 more, slightly. There were things that, so I feel like it expanded its scope a little bit. It had more cameos, and I thought they were really funny. So like,
I know the Brad Pitt one.
The Brad Pitt one was it. I didn't know about it.
Really? Because I saw like pictures when it came out, like he was the Invisible Man or whatever.
Yeah, but it's just like 2 seconds. It's just so funny that they got Brad Pitt to come in and like do that. You know what I mean? See, she woke up on her own. She's okay. She's doing good. She got to sneeze a little bit, maybe stretch.
Howdy, girl. No? Okay. She's going to her spot.
I'm trying to think what else. There were more. So the X-Force.
They stink.
Someone on the X-Force was... Who was the X-Force?
Don't they all like die miserably? Like, I saw that scene. I think it's all part of it. Isn't there a Skarsgård who's in it for like 5 minutes?
Yeah. He's the acid spitting guy.
Okay, yeah. The only one who lives is like Domino, right?
Because she's lucky.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And which apparently is a superpower because she survives the whole thing. And then I don't think she's in...
No, she's not in
the third one at all.
No.
Even though allegedly she lives.
Anyway, continue.
What's the plot of the second one? Help me think about it. So
I don't know how. I know bits. Let me see how far off I am. Okay. I know bits. Vanessa dies pretty early. I don't really know what happens from there, but Cable shows up.
So before
he's trying to save a kid.
No.
Rescue a kid.
No. Before Cable shows up, Wade Wilson gets recruited by the X-Men again. He doesn't really have a purpose in life because Vanessa's dead. So he's like, fine, I'll go with y'all. Their first mission is to save this or like de-escalate a situation. It's this kid at this like orphanage for the mutants.
Yeah.
Where he's being like abused basically by the headmaster. And he shoots a guy in the head, and then both him and the kid get arrested and taken to the ice box, which is where they take mutants that have those collars on that like...
I've seen parts of bits of that. He escapes, whatever.
Well, that's when Cable shows up, and Cable's trying to kill that kid because that kid grows up and kills his family, and Cable's from the future.
I did know that. And does he get Juggernaut? Is that where he finds Juggernaut, the kid?
Well, he finds Juggernaut there. But then they break out while they're like en route to another prison because Cable like fucked up the prison. So they're en route to another prison, and Juggernaut and the kid break out, and then Cable joins forces with Deadpool. And Cable.
I've seen this scene. It's like the train or whatever. Is it like a train or is it like a big
it's like
caravan
a big,
or whatever?
Yeah, a caravan. Okay. But then Cable joins forces with Deadpool and the X-Force. Are the X-Force dead at that point? I don't think they are yet. I think maybe they are. Maybe they're all dead and it's just him.
They die like their first mission, right?
Domino. Yeah, it was their first mission. And Peter was like, wait, there's strong winds. And he was like, I don't give a fuck if there's strong winds. And then the strong winds is what kills all of them, basically. Yeah. And then at the end, they save the kid. I don't know. It had a lot of little funny cameos and quips and things that I really enjoyed, and it also felt very self-contained. Like it even though it expanded its scope a little bit, there was no like Chris Evans or
which we can,
we'll discuss that on the next episode.
Yes,
but it was self-contained.
Yeah.
The cameos were funny and haha, but I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was good.
Parts that I've seen, I've really enjoyed. Like I saw the like recruiting scene when they're recruiting people for the X-Force or whatever.
Yeah, and they take everybody.
Yeah,
like literally everyone that walks in.
I saw the deployment when they jump out of they're parachuting in, and I saw the caravan scene. I've seen bits and most of it.
Yeah.
There's that one scene where I think Deadpool gets cut in half or whatever, ripped in half.
Juggernaut rips him in half, and then he's got to grow his baby legs, and he's just sitting on the couch with no pants or underwear on.
Okay,
and everyone shows up at his apartment. You haven't seen that part?
I haven't seen that part, no.
It's everybody shows up.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. Yeah, I enjoyed that in the first one where his little baby hand.
Yeah.
He's like, you need to leave. I bet it feels huge in this hand. I really like Blind Owl. I like Blind Owl a lot.
Oh, one thing that was in the first film that was referenced in the second film that I thought was really funny that I probably wouldn't have picked up on if I didn't watch them literally back to back. But in the first film, she's I don't know if she's addicted to cocaine or if she just likes to do cocaine.
She loves cocaine.
But he's like, oh, if you find the hidden cocaine, it's right near the blindness cure or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
And then in the second one.
That's
in the first one.
Where he's leaving and he's like, there's 100 and something kilos of cocaine hidden somewhere right next to the cure for blindness.
Right next to the cure for
blindness.
Hilarious.
I love that.
So in the second one, he sneaks into the apartment and he opens the floorboard, and he gets the He gets a cocaine, and down in his stash is a box that says "The Cure for Blindness." and that kind of stuff is really funny,
That's
right?
Pretty funny.
I like things like that.
Yeah. I'll have to watch it at some point because what I've seen, I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's rated lower, but I don't know. I really enjoyed it. It made me wonder. So that came out in 2018, correct? The Suicide Squad came out in 2021, because the scene where they all die horribly really reminded me of the opening scene of the Suicide Squad.
They just get ripped apart.
Mm-hmm. And I was like, who copied who?
That's funny.
But it's always,
I'll have to see it.
If I ever have that question, who copied who, it's always James Gunn.
I knew you were gonna say something about James Gunn.
Ha ha.
Yeah, I'll have to watch it because I've heard it's really good, and what I've seen is I've enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll ask you this. We're gonna do a double dip in here. First off, do you have anything else to add?
Nope.
So first off, bonus question. This is not the question.
Okay.
But is Deadpool 2 good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it's anything. I don't think any of these films are anything spectacular. They're fun. They're a lot of fun. I can see, I think that these are deserving blockbuster hits, not just soulless blockbuster hits.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good.
All right. Now the question of this episode, and that is, but is Deadpool good? Wait, let me pull up my ranking. Hold on. Excuse me. Hold on 1 second. I wasn't prepared. All right.
I already know.
What is it?
It's rad. I think it's rad.
Okay, yeah. That's above Spicy Radish, but it's below amazing.
Yeah. Like I said, these aren't amazing films.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can stand by that. I would agree. It's rad. It's a rad movie. There you have it, folks. Deadpool is rad. I'm going to use my phone just because I don't feel like getting my computer. Pull up some Every Movie Sucks.
Every movie sucks.
Deadpool. Not Deadpool and Wolverine, just Deadpool.
I don't understand. I don't know if this guy just watches all the same movies that we watch, or if it's a bot that's just constantly putting comments on every movie. But Hugh Grant, Lover69, commented on this one and said Hugh Grant is not in this film. Half star. So that's not my first review, though.
That's so funny.
It's a bonus review because it happened a lot.
I know. That's so sad that... I mean, I guess review bombing is just more common than we think.
Mm-hmm. But there's a bot that's just... Yeah. Let's see. This is among the most degrading movies I've ever seen. Half star.
I don't think it's... this is funny. And this is I understand this. This is not for everybody. Remember I was saying how for me, like I love meta humor.
Mm-hmm.
This person says half star. It's funny because it's meta and swearing. Obviously, he's being sarcastic.
Yeah.
So for some people, that's just might not be their thing.
Half star. Dumped a guy right after watching this movie.
Oh, because it came out on Valentine's Day. I remember that. Here we go. And this actually makes a point that I think that we brought up. It says, half star. They finally accomplished the unthinkable. A movie without plot or an intrinsic reason for happening. Half of the movie takes place on a bridge.
Yeah.
That's true.
Half star. But they favorited it. You know, the heart, they favorited it. And
Okay.
it says, not militarily accurate.
Now what?
Militarily accurate. So like ballistics and like grenades and stuff. It wasn't accurate.
I don't think it was trying to be. Here you go. I'm going to do one more.
And then I'm going to do one more after you.
Here you go. Maybe the ugliest looking, dullest action film ever made. Truly nothing sadder than when normies think they are being subversive.
Normies.
I don't know if I'd like this person.
Half star. Shit from a butt.
That's
sorry.
this person loves Mad Max.
The normie guy.
Yeah.
You know who else loves Mad Max? You.
I just don't care about it, man. I just don't care. I'm trying to see like what. Okay, what do they think is 5 stars? I haven't heard of a single. I'm just kidding. I've heard of one of these movies. Good Time. He gave Good Time 5 stars. Which, mind you, I've heard is phenomenal. All right, is it time for Shindigs? That's Deadpool, everybody. That's Deadpool. Thank you very much.
Shitty
Shindig,
shindig.
shindig, 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 shindig,
Yeah.
shindig, shindig,
Yeah.
shindig, shindig,
All right.
shindig, 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 shindig. Here we go. Okay, this is movie news. We got our first look at Toy Story 5. Not us, but it was revealed at whatever it's called, D23.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow Woody has returned. Have you seen all the Toy Stories?
No.
Do you care if I spoil something?
I have seen, and I know I'm going to get shit from about this from you and others. I've seen 2 of them.
That's fine. I didn't see 3, 4 until I had a kid.
Okay.
So
cool.
it's fine.
Cool.
But at the end of 4, Woody, it like leaves. Woody stays behind somewhere. They find Bo Peep again, and he chooses to become a lost toy
Okay.
to stay with Bo Peep, and his friends and stuff leave with the kid. And then in the art that was shown for Toy Story 5, he's back somehow. Somehow Woody has returned. That's like Disney's like thing these days. Avatar 3: Fire and Ash is set for a December 2025 release.
We will be watching.
We will be watching. Our first look, it's unofficial, but it's kind of like a screenshot from Comic-Con. The first look at the Fantastic Four cast and
Yep.
their suits. I like it so far. I like the vibe. It's apparently set in the 60s.
Yep.
So I don't know a ton about the Fantastic Four. I actually haven't seen any of the other movies.
Me neither.
But I like the cast, and I dig like the new retro stuff. So hey, good for them, I suppose. The Mandalorian and Grogu has begun filming. That movie has begun filming. Incredibles 3 was announced at D23. Dominic Sessa, who starred in The Holdovers, is going to star as Anthony Bourdain in a biopic.
Yep.
Mamma Mia 3 is being made. Deadpool Wolverine has passed Joker as the highest grossing R-rated film of all time.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting.
Nick Cage is set to portray John Madden.
Yeah, I saw that.
In a movie. I put LMAO what next to that.
Yep.
Joaquin Phoenix apparently drops out of a film like days before it was start filming. It was a gay romance due to apparently cold feet and like fucked up the whole thing.
Yep.
Apparently, like the movie's like dead in the water because of him.
Yep.
which is disappointing to hear. And then here's one that I also put LMAO what, and that is that Chick-fil-A,
Yeah.
the fast food restaurant,
Yep.
is starting a streaming service with original content. And I have so many questions, and I don't know if I want the answers. I think that is the official marker of we've gone too far.
You know, it's one thing. I like Chick-fil-A because every time I go there, I'm pleasuring the employees, you know?
Oh no, my computer's locked. Make sure we're
The
still recording.
The Chick-fil-A over by me, I'm going to keep talking. The Chick-fil-A over by me closed for like
Okay,
renovations.
Yes,
You know,
I
the one
know,
over by
because I tried to
Target?
go there for like 3 or 4 times on the way to drop off Hollis, and it's still closed. I keep forgetting.
Yeah. I know it's frustrating because I have to go all the way over by McIntosh to go to
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A or like up by the interstate, but
And
I'm
it-
not going up by the
And
interstate.
it looks like they're just doing an internal renovation, like the outside
Well,
looks the same.
well,
so-
they did something to the drive-through,
okay.
but
Anyway,
I
continue.
did go to the Chick-fil-A over by McIntosh, and there was this older woman, and I pleasured her when I ordered. Sorry, I'll stop this gag.
I mean, if you haven't been to Chick-fil-A, they have to, like, it is like a requirement for the
Mhm.
job.
For them to say my
When
pleasure.
you say thank you, they have to say my pleasure.
Yep.
I knew a guy who worked at Chick-fil-A, and apparently it is like, I don't say punishable, but like
Punishable by death.
You can get reprimanded if you don't say my pleasure.
Yep.
Apparently, I've never worked at Chick-fil-A, but they're making a streaming service. I wonder if can you not log in on Sundays? Is that going to be like a thing?
I was thinking either you can't watch it on Sundays
Yeah.
or it's only available on Sundays.
So like when you can't get Chick-fil-A, you can
Yeah.
watch something.
Yeah.
I think it's ridiculous.
But I hope it has like chicken soap operas,
I think it's like what is it going to be?
like cows.
Is it like they're going to have a cow show?
Yeah.
I think it's ridiculous. Anyway, that's movie news.
I think they're probably gonna rip off a bunch of other stuff. Like instead of Bluey, they're gonna have Mooey. And like,
That's pretty good actually.
see, hire me Chick-fil-A.
I just realized that because we're doing these episodes back to back, on the next one I'm not going to have any movie news. Doesn't matter.
We'll find some.
We'll figure something out.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Zach, Brave Minute.
Well,
Do
Braves.
you want me to go get whiskey? Do you want to do whiskey shots?
Braves. I don't want to, but I will.
We don't have to. Do we need to like redefine what whiskey shots is though?
We can. But right now, I think it is my Braves minute. Are you going to leave for my Braves minute?
No, I think this episode we'll discuss after this episode. We'll figure something out.
Braves.
Please tell us how the
We
Braves doing.
won the series against the Phillies, which means we're only
It's only tentative. It's 6 games.
6 games back.
If we had swept, it would have been like 5.
Yep.
That's how that works.
Yep.
Actually, no. It
It would have been 4,
would
right?
have been 4. So that's disappointing because we were 1 run away from sweeping.
Yeah.
But 6 games with 4 games against the Phillies remaining.
Next week,
Next week we got 2 more series that we need to take care of business.
we have one
And
more
then
series.
this
It's a 4-game series next week.
I think we have 2. I think we have 2 series.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong. It's possible I'm wrong.
Oh,
But I know-
think you're right.
I
think you're
know
right.
the next series is a
No,
4-game
it's
series.
2 series because the last game of the next Philly series is like September 1st. And that's like next Sunday. So it's like we have the weekend series against the Nationals,
Mm-hmm.
and then I think like a 3-game series, and then like Thursday through Sunday, I believe.
Yep.
This is your minute. I'm sorry.
Yep, this is my minute.
Please.
Gio Urshela
Mhm.
has been playing very well. Extremely well defensively.
Yep.
Whit Merrifield has been playing well defensively. Would it surprise you to hear? It probably wouldn't surprise you to hear, but it did surprise me to hear that my cousin, Matt Olson, is like bottom 5 in production this year.
Yeah. Like on the team?
First baseman in the league.
Oh, I believe that. Yeah. He's had a rough year.
That sucks.
He did get an RBI double today, though.
Well, woo!
Look, man.
Yay, Matt. I want him back. He
He broke records last year.
he was right behind Acuna. I think he was ahead of Freddie, wasn't he?
I think he ended the year in front of Freddie.
For MVP voting. He was right behind Mookie.
No. I can't remember.
Wasn't he right behind Mookie, but in front of Freddie?
It might have been Acuna, Mookie, Olsen.
Either way, he was, if not the best first baseman, like right behind the best first baseman.
He was an all-star with Freddie.
Right. And then to be bottom 5, like we need to figure something out.
He led baseball. He led baseball on home runs and RBIs last year.
Only hindsight, only because Aaron Judge was injured, because apparently every year that Aaron Judge plays, he's going to hit 60 or more. You know, he's on pace for 60 this year.
That's crazy.
Because last year was the year that he ran into the wall and the gate opened and he fucked up his toe. So he didn't play like the majority of the year.
Yeah. And then Ohtani had Tommy John.
Mm-hmm.
So, but mind you, when Ohtani was healthy, Olsen was like neck and neck with him.
Yep.
So,
yep.
Yeah, you know, if he gets hot in September, all's forgiven.
Yeah, I'd be okay with him getting hot in September, October.
Yeah, that's fine.
People are saying that if the Braves make the playoffs, which I feel like will make the playoffs.
Yeah, that's a sentence I don't think anybody thought would be saying.
But they're saying if the Braves make the playoffs because of the amount of injuries and the length of them and the how many like season-ending ones that the Braves have had, that Snit should be manager of the year.
That's so funny. And then, because I know that we're rambling now, because do you ever get on battery power?
Every now and then, yeah.
So, like,
I'm not going to do a software update.
Chill. It cracks me up because I don't know why any of the people who post on battery power watch Braves games.
Yeah.
Because, like, they release the lineup and every single person just, like, craps on Snit. And they're like, he's an idiot. He never changes the lineup. So-and-so should never be hitting this way. He doesn't understand baseball. I was like, I think you overthink baseball.
Yeah.
All they do is throw stats like WXOBA is too high. I was like, I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, that can't be a fun thing for you to watch a game if this is how you think. But it cracks me up because they rip him to shreds and act like he is the single worst manager in all of baseball. But I'm like, we've won 6 straight division titles, won the World Series 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. Like, what do you want?
On a down year, too.
On a down year. Last year, won 3 games, broke records.
Yeah.
And they're like, he's an actual...
Had one of the most prolific offenses of all time last year.
I believe in some stats, we were tied with, on par with, might even have beaten the 27 Yankees, which is considered the greatest team of all time.
Yeah.
And so, but they're still like, he's the dumbest manager. Like, he can't manage a game to save his life. And it's like, can you? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Anyway, continue.
Braves Minute. We got to save some for the next episode.
That's true.
So, here we go.
Whiskey shots?
Whiskey shots. I mean, I'll have a shot of whiskey. Every time I take a shot of whiskey since I turned 31, and it feels like... When I was 20, I was like, give me some whiskey. Now that I'm 30, I'm like, where are the prunes? You know what I mean? Like, it's just things have changed in my body.
True. That is true.
But I'll take a shot of whiskey.
I don't even know if I have any. I do have some, but
okay,
we can do the next one.
Okay, we'll do it on the next one.
Like and subscribe.
You can find us on Twitter at BIIG podcast.
Yeah, X. That's not Twitter anymore.
I'm going to call it Twitter until Elon Musk breaks through that door and forces me to call it X.
With his weird, like, refrigerator body.
Is like
He's, like, all torso.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You can find us on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at But It's a Good Podcast. Email us at butisagoodpodcast@gmail.com. BIIGpodcast@gmail.com. And yeah. Bye.
See you next week. But Is It Good Podcast? Yeah.